Aitah for kicking out my girlfriend's sister and her kids to the streets after my girlfriend tried to secretly house them in my flat for 2 weeks. People around me are saying I am the jerk, but I need the perspective of uninvolved people. My long-term girlfriend has my apartment keys, as I have hers. The only unspoken, until now but always respected, rule was, if you need to go to the other place, just send a text saying, "Hey, going to your place." It doesn't matter if the other is at home or even responds, just simply to let the other know you will be at their place. I was supposed to be away 700 kilometers from home for 2 weeks for work-related stuff, but 4 days in, our instructor got into an accident. Work tried to find another one, but no such luck on very short notice. They decided, at like 10 p.m., to get us the first flight home the next day at like 6 a.m., pay us the overtime and the next day at home, then resume our normal work schedule. So I got home the next day at around 9 a.m. and sent a text to my girlfriend to tell her I was back. Getting to my door, I was very confused hearing children screaming inside, since none of the people who have my keys have little kids like that, my brother and my girlfriend. I thought I had squatters or something. Opening the door, I saw my girlfriend's sister's kid running around after a shower, putting water everywhere. Plates of half-finished ravioli were on the living room floor. Their suitcases were opened in the entrance. I got inside and saw the husband on my couch trying to hook up my PS2, which he must have dug out of my storage room. I got into a verbal argument with him, trying to understand why the hell they were here. He said my girlfriend told them they could use my flat for 2 weeks while I was gone. They wanted to visit the city for a bit and go to the beach. My girlfriend sent me a text while I was arguing, telling me, "Oh okay, by the way my sis's fam is at your flat." I admit I blew up at him and the sister, who had come out of my bedroom in the meantime. I told them to leave immediately. They argued quite a bit. My girlfriend called her sister, who put the call on speaker so we could all hear, and she said I was embarrassing her, that she told them they could use my place for a while. I threatened to call the police and also asked my brothers to come. They left while cursing me in front of their children, saying the holidays were over because the mean little sister's boyfriend cast us out. I now have all of my girlfriend's family on my back, and even some of my own family, saying I could have stayed at my girlfriend's so the kids could have a vacation. Also, they have read my doctor's prescription papers. I put them in a specific order, and they were not the same, and obviously took some of my prescribed meds. A box of benzodiazepines was opened. Am I the jerk for making them leave? We pretty much stopped talking about anything else with my girlfriend. I feel like I'm being gaslighted. I would never invite people to her apartment like that, especially without telling her. It seems so disrespectful. Am I going insane? Update 16 days later. Thanks for all the messages in the previous post. I've posted mini updates by responding to comments, so I'll summarize everything I wrote in the follow-up. After I kicked them out, I received messages from my ex's family and calls from her mom, telling me how terrible I was for doing such a thing. I had to set the record straight because my ex omitted to tell her mom that she hadn't informed me of their planned vacation in my flat. When that got out, they changed tactics and told me repeatedly that, while she shouldn't have done it, I was even worse because I ruined the sister's kids' holiday and that I could have been the bigger person and stayed at my ex's place until they left. 2 or 3 days later, I discovered that someone had read my prescriptions, opened my next box of benzodiazepines, and taken out 5 pills. I assumed it was the sister and her husband, and that they got high on it. I informed my friends first, and it must have been shared immediately with my ex because less than 15 minutes later, I was receiving messages from her and her sister, telling me it wasn't them and that I must have opened and used the wrong box by mistake. I didn't. They must have told their parents because they reached out to a mutual friend of ours to know more, and they started to blame the sister's husband, saying he was a drug addict, that they always knew he was bad news, and all that. My ex joined them. The sister and her husband got angry at them, said it must have been my ex, then my ex blamed her sister. Just crap slinging all over the place. The sister even told her parents about how my ex did weed a few times at university parties more than 10 years ago, lol. At least they left me alone while they were blaming each other. Then, after a few days, I got a call from the sister, who apologized for her reaction when I kicked them out. She seemed truly remorseful, told me it was my ex who proposed it and assured them it was all good, that they could use my place without issues. She assumed we must have had a couple's argument and that I decided to rescind my agreement for their stay just to be petty to my ex, and they got caught in the middle. It is somewhat coherent with what they told me and how they acted at the time, so I'm inclined to believe it. They still completely deny having anything to do with my meds, though. I went to the police. It took me all morning to end up talking to a cop who very clearly thought I was a liar and an addict trying to get more meds. I wouldn't have said they just stole 5 if I wanted more, I would have said they took the entire box. He couldn't have cared less and just wanted it to be over with. So, completely useless. Her family got wind of my complaint because it threw some fresh crap into the fireplace, and they got into an argument again. Apparently, her family decided that the most recent perpetrator is my ex, and she blocked her mom and her sister. I don't know much more. Also, We broke up in the meantime. I tried to get an explanation for her disrespectful attitude, but I was stonewalled completely. It was always, "How could you do that to me?" or just being ignored. When I told her that we were done, she sent me a picture of my stuff at her place already packed in a bag by her entrance, and she sent a list of things she wanted back. No emotion at all, no apologies. Just coldness. I guess you never truly know someone. Well, I think I've told most of what happened since then, except that my anxiety is through the roof and I have to take my meds more often now. I want to thank all the people who answered. I didn't expect, nor want, to be truthful, so much attention. A lot of it was great advice. This will probably be the only update. The only thing left is discovering who truly stole my meds, but the police won't do anything, so yeah. I'll edit or post a comment if something does happen on that front.